and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you acquire. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you acquire. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Film My Run on Zwift. My name is Stephen Cousins and we are broadcasting live on Facebook and on YouTube. While we're getting everything ready, it would be absolutely awesome if you could go and subscribe to the Film My Run YouTube channel and also the Zwift Live YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/filmmyrun and also Twitter at filmmyrun, and the website is www.filmmyrun.com. It's very nearly time, so sit back, relax, don't forget to drop me a ride on and watch me do all the hard work. Okay, it's not going to work because this lemon old Summit foot pod is not connecting. Really annoying, but I've only got the wind. I was hoping I could get this to work, but I can't seem to get this other stride connected. It just doesn't want to go. Okay, let's just see what we can do. We're going to do 5k and we'll have 2 strides. One's probably not going to work. Right, I've got one going and both of the other two. Oh no, the other one's there as well. But the other one is not doing anything at all. Why is it say world choice? What is going on? Oh dear. Right, it's not going to work. Damn it. I didn't put my heart rate on either. Yes, it's been on the charger all afternoon. Right, I'm going to slow down. And I'll have one more go at making this work. I was just hoping it would work. Hoping beyond hope that it would work. We're not even transmitting. Why are we not transmitting? Start broadcast. Okay, that's that. Go back to the stride. Oh, now he's moving. Well, what's that all about? Okay, well, he's failed because he's already behind. Well, anyway, okay. At least we've got them all on there now. Now he's stopped again. Oh. Hello, Neil. Hello, Clive. Hello, Ryan. Hello Tina, hello Andrew Usher, hello Paul Ramby. A bit of a failed test already, haven't even started. And stride number 1, my old stride, just doesn't want to know today. Oh no, this is ridiculous. It starts, and then it stops, and then it starts, and then it stops. What is the matter? Come on, make an effort. Doesn't want to know, does it? I'm going to put heart rate on. So one of them is going to stop. Heart rate. There we go. Okay, right, stride number 2 has joined me. Right, there we are. There's me and stride number 2. Stride number 1 doesn't know what to do with itself. It's just kind of messing about, not connecting, then not connecting, then connecting. So at the moment you can see stride number 1 is, well, see, when it works, it's 7.3, the same as my treadmill. But it's not, then it's dropping out again, look. 9.9. What the heck? The stride wind is the one that says 7.1 there. That's on my Apple TV. And it's pretty much doing alright, actually. Okay, let's just run and get the 5k done, and then we'll see what we get. 14 kilometers an hour. Well, I can't try Amp Plus on the phone, can I? That's the only thing. I could. It's a bit late to swap them over now. I could swap over so the phone reads my treadmill, and yeah, I could do that, and the computer reads the Ant Plus from the Stride. Yeah, stride number 2 doesn't want to know. But look, you can see we're at 14 on the treadmill. Stride wind, 13.3. See, Tim did this the other day with four strides. All of them worked perfectly well. What my one stride, which has been charging all day, doesn't want to know. Should we do that? Should we just to see if it works? Just to see if it works, let's swap them over. So, see, when I stop, look at when I stop, it starts running. So we're going, right, the treadmill is going at 3 kilometers per hour. And look at stride number 1. Now going at 3.3 kilometers per hour. Stride wind at 2.8. See, it's working when we go slow. Why doesn't it work when we go fast? I've not had this problem before with it. Actually, no, that's not true. I have had dropouts before. Oh, look, it's stopped again now. Tina Beard says, yes, go and swap them. Okay. Right, so we'll just go to menu on my phone. Pairing. And we'll disconnect from that. Stop the treadmill. And we will disconnect the MyRun treadmill from here. Unpair the MyRun. Now we'll pair the MyRun treadmill on the phone. If it appears, there it is, good. So we've paired the MyRun treadmill on the phone. So that should be fine. Now we need to try and find Ant Plus. It's that one there. That's the Ant Plus for this foot pod. Let's see if that works. Fingers crossed. Let's see. So off goes. So now the one at the bottom is the treadmill. It's vaguely working. Let's go at 10 kilometers per hour. No, it's stopped again. Stopped. Oh, been overtaken by stride number 2. Oh yeah, I'm not putting the pairing voice on. Yeah, so stride number 1 doesn't know what to do with itself. It's going at, well, it's just not going. It's just not doing anything. Even on Ant Plus, it doesn't want to know. It's just crawling along, and then it'll vaguely walk for a little bit. You see the phone now, which has the MyRun connected, is going at 10 kilometers an hour perfectly well, apart from when I get notifications. Oh, right, what's that going? What's happening there? No, stopped. At least the stride wind is consistent. The stride wind is going perfectly well, but just way slower than my treadmill. But the original stride, the stride summit, doesn't want to know today. Hi Buenaventura, hello buddy. So the question is, what do I do with it now? Do I try Bluetooth on? See, it seems to be the same thing. Bluetooth or Ant Plus, it's just going. See, now we've started running. What is the matter with the thing? Now I've stopped. Right, you've stopped. Okay. Let's walk. Yeah, we're walking at 3 kilometers an hour. And the stride summit, original stride, is walking at... Oh, stopped again. See, that connection seems to be a bit stronger when you walk. So remember, at the bottom now is the MyRun treadmill, which keeps getting notifications coming up over it. I did put Do Not Disturb on. I'm sure I put Do Not Disturb on. And Yeah. Do you think it won't help to use an Ant Plus extension cable? It's literally a metre away from my foot. It can't possibly be that bad. I'll swap them over. Right, tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to swap over feet. Left foot, right foot. This will not make any difference, I guarantee it, but it's just worth doing, isn't it? Because people do ask. Like, I'm getting sick of those notifications. Right, we've done like barely a kilometre. Right, is he going to do anything? Is this going to make any difference? Is it going to be better? No, it isn't. No, it's just the same. Right, I think what we should do... Oh, hang on. Right, it's totally intermittent, isn't it? It's so weird how it's just... Sometimes he wants to go, other times he doesn't want to go. Why does he do that? Right, we're now walking at 7.1. Oh, they stopped again. Why is it so intermittent? Maybe I should go through run climb. Shall I try and download Run Climb? Do that. Oh dear. Yeah, it's all about the Bluetooth connection, Buenaventura. It just doesn't want to know, really. You see how it keeps starting and stopping? So this is the old... What you're looking at on screen is my old Stryd Summit foot pod. I've got Apple TV running with the Stryd Wind, which is perfectly fine, and I've got the Myron treadmill running, which is perfectly fine. But if you look at the bottom of the screen there, you can see the dropouts from this Stryd Summit. Buenaventura, no, the point of this little exercise was just to do what I've done before and do what Tim did just the other day, and get a couple of Stryd foot pods and battle them out in a race against each other. But this isn't going to work today because my old Stryd Summit doesn't want to play ball today, which is a bit of a shame. Because I would have liked to have a little bit of a 5k run, and I'm just seeing if I can download Run Climb and maybe put it through that. We'll see how long it takes to download. I feel like I'm on the Eddie Izzard runs, just walking at 7 kilometres an hour. At least I'm walking to the rhythm of the music. Teeny Beard, I am on pain. I seriously have loads of painkillers in me. Definitely got a ton of painkillers going on. Well, I've got Run Climb downloading, but it's oh no, there it is. Right, okay. Foot pod. Let's stop. I'm going to unpair the foot pod from here and see if it comes up. Right, let's unpair it from the computer. See what happens then. Unpair. Let's take that away. Right, let's pair. Pascal, are you watching? I bet he's not watching. Let's wiggle it around a bit and see if I can.
Jack it up.
Right, there it is there. I hope that's the right one. I wonder if that's going to be any better. I hope that's not the Stryd Wind. Right, no, it's not the right one, is it? That's the virtual pod, that is what I've got there. Yeah, that's not the Stryd at all. That's the virtual run pod, which is just the pretend pod. I'm using both Macs. I've got a Stryd Wind, which is performing fine in terms of actually working, but it's still going slower than the treadmill. But I've also got this Summit, which is the old Stryd foot pod, which I'm having lots of problems with. I'm trying to get it to work, but I'm going to give up in a minute. I'm just going to run 5k and be done with it. Just going to go and plug it in for a second and see if that activates it. I can't get anything on Runcline either. It's just not pairing with Runcline. It's not pairing properly with the computer or the phone. It's just not doing anything. Now I've dropped it on the floor. Any advice? Any thoughts? Shall I just get rid of this foot pod and just run with the wind? Because that's the only one that's working. But that's not much of a test, is it? No, I can't get this pod to register on Runcline at all. Ian, I was going to test, well, not test. I was just going to run with the Stryd Wind and the Stryd Summit, and see how they did. Because the other day Tim did a rate, like a meet-up race, which I've never done before. So you start running before the gun goes off, then the gun goes, and in theory, all the strides have got a decent chance. And then you cover your 5k or whatever it is and see how far each one's covered in that time. Which Tim did the other day with 4 foot pods. Now I only have 2, and I thought I'd give it a go today. but my Stryd Summit, my old Stryd, is just not connecting to anything. I mean, it is connecting. If you look at the bottom of the screen there, look at the drops that we're getting from it. Just drops and drops. It's just not happening. Leo says, I thought I'd best pop in and say hello. Been off for a little bit. Congratulations on your achievements, mate, last week. Yeah, a lot of miles last week. 220 miles of running in 1 week. Never done that before in my life. But it was all very slow running. That's fine. That's fine. Right, no, nothing's happening there. Okay, so we get rid of the phone. The phone can go and take a running jump. And so we'll get rid of it there. And then we'll go back. Stick the My Run treadmill on here. No. Go away. Hopefully the My Run will appear now. Oh, how many options are there now? Look at that. That's ridiculous, isn't it? Both the Stryds are available, but it's not going to work, is it? Right, 20 minutes has gone. I could have finished this run in 20 minutes. No, connection would not improve if calibrated, Paul. No, definitely not. Leo says, my NPE run sensor is bang on the last couple of weeks. Can't complain. Nicely done. Okay, so... Right, now this is going to be vaguely interesting. So we've done 1.4 kilometres with the My Run. Partly because half of that was with that stupid Stryd Summit. So let's see if in the next 3.5 kilometres can I catch up with the Stryd Wind? Can I catch up with the Stryd Wind in the next 3 kilometres? Remember, the Stryd Wind is on my right foot, so it's the same human being running. Let's see what happens. We'll probably find that the Stryd has dropped now from the Stryd. No, it's going. Good. Okay, let's do this at 14 kilometres now. Let's just get the run finished and see where we're at. See if I can catch him up. Rob Harrison says, this is too complex for my level of intelligence. Really, Rob, it's quite simple. I've got 2 foot pods. One of them is working, the other one isn't. I've spent 20 minutes trying to get it to work and it won't work, so I've chucked it. So we now have 1 foot pod, which is the Stryd Wind. And that is currently measuring 13.3, 0.2, 0.1 kilometres per hour. So quite a way off the 14 that the treadmill says. So do we think there is 900 metres of difference in the slow down of the belt when we put our foot on it? Is that what we think? Leo, I'm feeling absolutely fine. Apart from my toothache. Yeah, fine. Just having an easy week this week. Yeah. 1 second-hand terrible Stryd Summit. Gee, anybody want a terrible Stryd Summit for sale? Thing is, I used to love that Stryd because it was so much closer to the treadmill speed than this one that I'm wearing. Look at the difference. It's like, so 13.3, now that we've got up to speed. Oh, it's going a bit faster, 13.4. But basically, 13.5. Maybe by the end of the run it'll have caught up. But it'll be at 14. Oh no, it's going down again now. So look, basically, what Stryd is saying is that if I run a kilometre on the treadmill, my treadmill is 600 metres or so incorrect. Every time I step on the treadmill belt, it slows the belt down. And the Stryd is measuring the speed that my foot is going when it is on the treadmill belt, which is slower than the belt speed overall. So the question is it 6 or 7 or 4 or 500 metres difference over 1 kilometre? How much does that belt slow down when I put my foot on it? Is it really that much? Martin Harrison says, try increasing the speed and dropping it back down. That affects my Zwift pod. Okay. Let's try that then. So we'll go up to... oh, hang on a minute. Oh yeah, that's an idea. Oh, I can't do it now because I'll do it next time. I could have done it through Virtual Run. That might have been an option. Right, Martin Harrison, let's go up to 16 briefly and then drop it down. See if that makes a difference. We're currently hovering, aren't we, about 13.4. Right, up to 16 then. So we'll give the Stryd time to catch up. So it's about 800 metres difference there. 700 metres, 900 metres, 800 metres, 900 metres. Okay, now let's slow it back down again. See if that makes a difference. It shouldn't. Back to 14. Let's see what the Stryd does. And it settles down back to 13.2, 13.3, 13.4. What you can say about the Stryd is that it is fairly consistent. When you speed up, it will speed up. When you slow down, it'll slow down. I'm still 300 metres behind the Stryd. I'm trying to catch it, and I've got 2 kilometres to do it. Adam Koffler just says run faster. That doesn't help, Adam. Can we see him up ahead? 1 minute 19 seconds ahead. I'm not going to catch him, am I? 300 metres still. I'm not making much of an impression. 13.6 now. So is the belt stretching? Is it warming up? That might make it worse though, won't it? Yeah, Tim says my stride wind is going as slowly as his, about 15 seconds per kilometre less. Yeah, I think they are consistently slower. So if he's a minute or so ahead, I'm not going to catch him. I'm making slight inroads, but not enough. See, if you look at the just underneath my name there, underneath my camera, you can see Two Stryds and S Cousins. And actually, you know, it's only about 12 seconds per kilometre difference. So I've only got 1 kilometre or so to catch up, or 1.5. So at this rate, I am not going to catch him. By the way, have I told you I never run in zone 3? Only zones 1 and 2, or zones 4 and 5. Never in zone 3. I don't believe in zone 3 anymore. Sometimes you just can't avoid it. Oh, I've got all that data, John. I've got all that information. Over 10 kilometres, my stride wind is usually 170 metres behind. So 1 minute and 4 seconds ahead it is now. Well, it's not too bad, but you wouldn't want that in a race, would you? You wouldn't want to be doing a 10k race, timing it to perfection, and suddenly realising you've got 170 metres left to run. That's 20 seconds, 25 seconds. You didn't want on your time, that is. So the longer we run, the stride wind seems to get a bit closer, doesn't it? 14.5. I saw it at 14.6 a second ago. No, I've never checked the belt tension, no. I've never felt the need. It's always felt pretty spot on to me, and all my measuring and testing tells me that it's correct. So it's just how much you believe that when you tread on that treadmill belt, how much do you believe the belt slows down? Because at the moment, the stride wind is telling me that I'm losing 600 meters every kilometer. Sorry, every hour, not every kilometer. Max, I always use the stride, the direct connection from the treadmill. I never use the stride. I don't believe it. I used to use the stride about 2 or 3 years ago, before I had this treadmill, and when we had the old Stride Summit, the one that's now broken. I used to use that, and it wasn't that far off, it wasn't too bad. But this one, the Stride Wind, rubbish. Right, he's finished. Well, I won't be posting this to the Stride testing forum, that's for sure. Okay. Right. So Max, in the olden days, before we had the Stride Wind, we had the original Stride foot pod, which I really, really liked. And although it was slower than the treadmill, it was, so for instance, here I was going at 15 kilometers an hour, it would be 14.9. 14.8 occasionally, but generally 14.9 and sometimes 15. And I used to use that quite happily. The Stride Wind comes along, and we all buy one of those, and suddenly we start to get much worse readings on our treadmills than we used to with the original Stride. So as you can see there, we were running at 15 kilometers an hour, but the Stride Wind was telling me I was going at about 14.4, 14.5 at a push, sometimes down to 14.1. And the official Stride line is that when you put your foot on the treadmill belt, that momentarily slows the belt down. And the Stride foot pod is accurately measuring the slowdown of that belt and nothing else. It will just measure how fast your foot is going on the belt when it's in contact with it, and that is slower than the actual display of the belt and also the average speed of the belt. Because when you're in the air, the treadmill belt will speed up just marginally to compensate. Now I know that all that is true. I know the belt slows down. I know it speeds up to compensate, and I've got video evidence to show that happening at the end of a run. So we know that happens. The question is, how much does it slow down? And I just don't believe it's that much. I don't believe that. Tim Gross says, my Stride Wind was 1 minute 24 seconds slower than the My Run over 5k. I don't think we can say it accurately today, because we were messing around at the beginning, weren't we? So, you know, there was 1.5 kilometres there of faffing about. So I don't think we can read anything into that. John Shaw says, I might run my treadmill for 1 kilometre without running on it and 1 kilometre running on it and see the difference. Should see how much running affects the belt speed. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of ways to measure how fast your belt is. I've got videos of it online. You measure the length of your treadmill belt. And then you mark the treadmill belt and see how many times it rotates in a minute, how many revolutions of the belt you get in 1 minute, and then you go belt length multiplied by the number of revolutions multiplied by 60, and that gives you your kilometres per hour. So that it's easy to check whether your belt is moving at the right speed. There's also this, hang on. There's also this. This is a device which shines a red light. Can't see. Hang on. That red light that you can see there. That shines onto the treadmill belt. You put a shiny sticky sticker on the belt and you set it to go round, and this will tell you how fast your belt is moving, much like the Stryd, much like the NPE Run, except you get a number on the screen here in kilometers per hour, I think, or meters per second. I can't remember what it is. Anyway, so there's that. Aidan Coughlin says, I appreciate the work Tim Gross and yourself are doing regarding the Stryd and the treadmill. Very interesting. Thank you, Aidan. Adam Koffler, Donna clenched tape. Yes, Ryan, I did tape over the wind port. It was pretty much the same, to be honest. Like Tim, quite often I don't get a wind report. Oh, you mean I did it on the treadmill as well, and yeah, no, it was the same. It was the same. But outside, sometimes you think it's going to be windy and you get 0% wind. But I did get 3% the other day. Right, that's it, isn't it? We can go on waffling for hours. Hello, Kim. She says, my head hurts. Why is the Stryd further ahead? Because I was messing about doing other things. So, yeah, it was further ahead because... Just because. It's too much to explain now. The guy, if you were here at the beginning, you know why this Stryd was ahead, and I was trying to catch it, but I didn't get there. Right, that's it from me. A failed test, but we have those, we have those from time to time, and we'll be back doing something tomorrow, something brilliant. But I think it may be the end for the Stryd Summit. I may get rid of it and just get another wind. Shall I do that? Shall I get rid of the summit and get another wind, and then we can compare 2 wind footpods together? Right. Take care, everybody, and see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.